Our next story is about the dying Dead Sea. Once a breathtaking oasis attracting visitors from around the world, the Dead Sea is now a shadow of its former self. Its famous buoyant waters are vanishing at an alarming rate, leaving behind sinkholes, abandoned beaches, and a landscape that looks more like a disaster zone than a natural wonder. Years of industrial exploitation, water diversion, and climate change have accelerated its decline. But despite widespread concern, little is being done to stop it. Here's our report.
The Dead Sea, a shimmering blue marvel nestled between Israel, Jordan, and Palestine, has long been a place of legend and mystery. Its hypersaline waters, nearly 10 times saltier than the ocean, allow visitors to float effortlessly, making it one of the most unique natural wonders on Earth. Rich in minerals, its mud has been sought after for centuries for its supposed healing properties. Surrounded by golden-hued cliffs and the barren beauty of the Judean desert, the Dead Sea is a sight to behold. But beneath this breathtaking landscape lies a stark reality. The sea is vanishing, and no one can agree on how to stop it. Once Israel's flagship beach, En-Gedi, used to draw tourists from around the world eager to experience the sea's therapeutic waters. Today, it stands abandoned. A landscape of desolation where a rustling pier, a crumbling lifeguard tower, and twisted umbrellas serve as eerie reminders of what once was. The shoreline has receded so dramatically that accessing the water has become a challenge. Even more alarming are the sinkholes. They are massive craters that open unpredictably, swallowing parts of the landscape and forcing authorities to close the beach entirely 5 years ago. This isn't a sudden catastrophe. The Dead Sea has been in decline for decades. What was once a thriving natural attraction is now an ecological disaster worsened by human intervention and climate change. The Dead Sea's troubles began with aggressive water diversion. The Jordan River, its main source, has been siphoned off for agriculture and drinking water. Various tributaries, originating in Lebanon and Syria, have also been redirected, leaving the sea to depend on the little water that still reaches it. Additionally, large-scale mineral extraction operations have exacerbated the crisis. Factories mine the Dead Sea for potash, bromine, sodium chloride, and magnesium, depleting its waters even further.
What we can see here is just a pier that stood here about 40 years ago, and see where the pier is and where the water level is. So we are in actually a disaster zone.
Decades of industrial use and water mismanagement have caused the sea to shrink at an alarming rate, over 1 meter per year since the 1960s. Efforts to address the crisis have been sporadic. Israel and Jordan have previously signed agreements to manage water resources, but the worsening geopolitical situation has stalled meaningful progress.
It doesn't make economic or environmental sense to desalinate water and bring them directly to the Dead Sea, because then it's a waste of drinking water, and the region needs desperately more drinking water, more water for agriculture. And that's why we need to combine a desalination plant together with a Dead Sea canal.
One thing is clear: no country can tackle this crisis alone. We can't do it alone. It must be a joint effort, Kani insists, emphasizing that any viable solution must involve cooperation with Jordan. But in a region plagued by deep-seated conflicts, environmental collaboration remains elusive. For locals, the Dead Sea's transformation is both surreal and heartbreaking. Many people have fond memories of its once thriving beaches.
Just earlier on the way here, I told Noah that there was a place here that my parents used to go to. It was like their beach on the Dead Sea. And nowadays you pass by there, and it looks like, I don't know, like some ship sank. It's hallucinatory, the destruction caused by this thing, the drying up of the sea.
The Dead Sea's fate hangs in the balance. Without urgent intervention and unprecedented cooperation, one of the world's most iconic natural wonders could disappear within decades. What was once a symbol of resilience and beauty is now a stark reminder of how human activity and political strife can reshape nature, sometimes beyond repair.
We're calling the show Vantage. We hope you like what we've put together for you. Touted as the minimum defense from that video. India's neighbors were the first to send the special edition of Vantage live from the White House throughout this week. Yes, Hindu Mandir we're on our way to Tel Aviv. Measure, but it's also the perfect way to drive.
I don't think that
Prime Minister of Bhutan, Sherin Tagwe. Welcome to
60% of the world's
office. Prime Minister Modi did the iron.
we were actually
How are you doing? How do you like? It's been 1 year since that meeting. Iron bars separate you from the outside. Out the vote efforts. Trump had, it says, and at $4.3 trillion. 300 billion by 2030. That's what we need to tackle climate change.